Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Today we are going to walk through my August setup in my work planner. So I think by the time you see this video, we will be going into the month of August or just now entering the month of August. So I thought it would be beneficial to walk you through how I set up my planner for the new month. This is specifically my work planner. If you are new to this channel, I want you to know that I use basically a vertical for my work planner. I keep two sections for each month in my work planner. One section is my schedule, and that is a happy planner. Work plus life planner. And so it uses a vertical hourly layout, and I do time blocking with that, and I'll walk through what that looks like when I take you through. So that's the first section. I use that for my scheduling. And then the second section in the month is for my content planning, and I just use a Caliber Plan vertical to do content planning, and I'll walk you through how I do that. And then I also do my pre-planning on my custom designed inserts for planning my content and goals for the month. So let's take a look at what that looks like when I start setting up my planner. First, let's do just a quick look at each section. The first week I think is already decorated. You probably will have already seen this. If not, a video will be coming out and showing that to you. But in the first section, I told you that I do content planning. So I start off with a happy planner divider and a dated monthly. I don't ever really use my monthly in my scheduling. Or I said first section I did content, but my first section, I'm sorry, I actually do scheduling. So I don't really use my monthlies. That's just a thing with me. I like to have them decorated, but I really only put like paydays and various things. I don't ever go back and check it. And then I go straight into my dashboard goals section. Now, this is a part of the Work Plus Life planner that Happy Planner sells. And honestly, this is probably the main reason I buy the Work Plus Life. It's for the dashboard. I am a dashboard girl. I use dashboards all the time. They help set the mode for me for the month and the year. I really just cannot live without a dashboard. And so that's why this is probably one of my favorite layouts, because it has a very involved monthly dashboard. And so each month I fill this out with my goals and my major tasks for the month. And so then I get into my weeklies, where I set this up so that I use time blocking on the bottom part of the hourly, and I just go in and I block off focus times and I label them. So that's how I use my time blocking, and I use the top section for to-do list for that day, and then any priorities I put in the sidebar. And that's how I use this section. So that's how it's set up for August. I've already gone ahead, like I said, and decorated the first month, and then I'll just come in each week and do that. So the second part of the month is my second monthly tab. You see that says August as well. And this is a Caliber Plan vertical. It could be any standard vertical, but I have the Caliber Plan vertical, so that's what I use. I set up my monthly calendar just using pen and highlighter. I do not decorate this monthly because the second section in my month is all about content planning. The only thing I'm interested in using this calendar for is tracking my videos, when I film them and when I post them, and I don't decorate it. It is purely functional. And this has worked out so well for me. Guys, I cannot tell you how well this has worked out for me. I use a little bit of a system, and actually let me take a highlighter and highlight this. Basically in my system, if it's written down for that week, it's confirmed. So just pure ink, it's confirmed. And then when I have filmed it, I come in and I highlight it. And so I will make sure that I come in and I highlight everything once I filmed it. Once I have edited the video, I put one check mark. So it will look highlighted plus a check mark. And then once I've posted it, I put 2 check marks. So it'll look like it's highlighted plus a 2 check mark. So yeah, that's how this works. And it has worked really well. And I'll give you an example of what it looks like in real life. If I flip back to the July section. So this is how it looks once I have finished doing all my videos for the month. So I love this. This has been so helpful to me. Okay, so as I get into my vertical, what I do on my vertical is I actually come in and I use the top section to list anything that I have to film. I use the middle section to list anything that I'm posting for that week, and the bottom section is about products and marketing. So that's how I use a vertical in the month, and I'll give you an example of that. So this is an example from July. I always decorate my vertical. I decorate both the schedule and the content planning. Each week I choose the one that I'm going to post for the video, but I always decorate them both unless I just get really overwhelmed, and I did that in July, but typically I decorate them both. But I use the top for items I have to film, I use the middle for items I have to post, and then I use the bottom for product and marketing. If I don't have anything down there, I'll just decorate it. So that's how that works. So I don't have to do much to set that up for the month. What I really do when I set up my work planner for the month, where I spend the most time, is planning out my content, because that's really what this planner is. It's heavily focused on content planning. So this section includes inserts that I created and I offer. And so I have it set up so that I have a monthly dashboard again, but it's very specific to content development. But like I said, I live and die by a dashboard. So after the monthly dashboard, I go into a pre-planning calendar, which is just a 1-page calendar. I don't really decorate it. I just write in the numbers. And what I do is I use an erasable pen, and I come in and I write down all the videos that I anticipate being able to film and post. It may not turn out this way, but this is where I do my brainstorming and my ideas. On the second, or the page for across from that, is where I put products and marketing ideas. I haven't been doing much with my products the past few months. That's going to change when I get ready to roll out 2026 stuff, but for now it's just been blank for the past few months. But what I want to focus on here is I pre-plan in my work planner before filling out all that other stuff. So this is the section I work in first. I come in, I pre-plan, I use the back of this 1-page calendar to write down video ideas. These ideas may or may not make it to an actual video, but I like to have a blank sheet. This is just a lined page where I can just write ideas. And I get various ideas through the month, so I'll come in and keep writing those. And if I need a video idea, I'll just grab it from my list. The next thing that I do when I'm setting up my planner for the month is I use a monthly video schedule, where again I do this with erasable pens, and I take it by week and I write down everything that I intend to post for that week. This could change. This is still me prepping at the beginning of the month. So when I get to the actual week of August 11th, I may make an adjustment. Something may strike me that instead of doing my favorite supplies, which right now is what I'm intending to do, something else may come up and I might do a different video. And that's okay. This is just pre-planning. It's getting my thoughts together. And so I do this at the beginning of every month. And then I have several sections here in case I have multiple channels. I do have multiple channels. None of them are as active as my Planning by Eva channel, so I'm kind of figuring out what I'm going to do with that. So for right now, I'm just planning with Planning by Eva. Or I should say I'm planning for Planning by Eva. So then the next section in my content prep, my monthly content prep that I do, is I fill out my quads. My quad section is separated by week, so I have 2 boxes for each week. And I just label them, put a little highlight on them, and this is something that I work through every week. I used to fill this out completely at the beginning of the month, and I was just having too many changes. So I switched to doing this, just completely doing this at the beginning of each week. So I will come in and write down all the videos that I intend to post for that week and everything I need to film for that week. So I do it like the week before. And once I do this, right, I do this by referencing this page of ideas, and also my video ideas and my pre-planning calendar. I reference those pages, and this is where I make up my mind of what I'm actually going to film and what I'm actually going to post. 70% of the time, it is the same as what's here and what's here, right? But sometimes there are small changes. But this is where I kind of make up my mind about that. Once I've made up my mind about that and said, yep, I'm definitely going to post this particular video this particular week, that's when I come back to my calendar and I enter it on my actual tracking calendar. So when it's entered here, that's why entering it here means it's confirmed. And that's why none of this other stuff is entered, because I don't confirm it until I've gone through my suggested ideas. I think about what questions I've gotten on my other videos or whatever the case may be. And I say to myself, yep, that's what I'm going to film. So that's how I use my work planner, you guys. That's how I make it work for me. I do my pre-planning first, and I use my own business inserts for that. And that just helps me pre-plan my content. Once I've made the decision that this is the content I'm going to post, I enter it onto the monthly, which is what I use as my tracker. And then each week, what you see me decorating in my videos are the weeklies, and I get the information that goes into the weekly from this calendar. So you'll see me decorating it, and then I'll come back and put in, fill it in, and I'm filling it in based on what I'm supposed to be posting for that week or filming. That's how it works. That's it. That's how it's currently set up for August. I'm really excited to go through the month of August. I have a lot of changes happening in August that will roll out probably in September or October. So I just can't wait to get into that and do some planning around that. But I've enjoyed showing this video to you. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope you have a happy week planning. Thanks.